Hey, what is going on everyone? It's Darren here again and the Wizard, and today I'm bringing you the fourth episode of my World Cup Squad Builder series. This episode features Group D, which consists of Italy, Costa Rica, Uruguay and England. Starting off in goal here for the squad, we have the 82 rated Uruguayan keeper Muslera, who's been one of the good performances for Uruguay so far on the Cup. At the left back position we go with Costa Rican and Evertonian Oviedo, who is 71 rated Rare Silva. And fitting in there at the left centre back position is Evertonian teammate Phil Jagielka, 80 rated and from England. At the right centre back position we go with 89 rated Team of the Season Diego Godin card. And at the right back position we go with informed 79 rated Pereira card. Moving on to the midfield spots, at the CDM position we go with 81 rated Brian Ruiz from Fulham and from Costa Rica, who to be honest is probably the star player of the Costa Rican team, which has surprised a lot of people at the World Cup. At the left midfield spot we go with the Italian left mid Giaccherini, who plays for Sunderland in the Premier League. At the right midfield spot we go with the 83 rated informed Daniel Sturridge from Liverpool and England obviously, who links well with his Liverpool teammate and Uruguayan talisman Luis Suarez, who is 89 rated and is the star player of the team. So that's it for the midfield spots. Moving on to the strikers now, we go with Italian and Southampton player Pablo Osvaldo, 80 rated, who links well with another Premier League player and Englishman and Manchester United player Wayne Rooney to complete the team. As you can see so far, the chemistry of the team is pretty high, as pretty much everyone in this team is from the Premier League or has at least a couple of decent links, and we help add in the manager there to help add in the chemistry even further into what is a very, very strong team full of some really, really quality players. So let's move on to the game plan now. Again, as I said, this is the fourth team that I've built through doing my World Cup Squad Builder series, and I have to say, despite B and C, those squads not being absolutely the greatest, Squad D was definitely a pleasure to use. Probably because it featured some really, really quality players. Obviously, Wayne Rooney's 87 rated, Luis Suarez 91 rated, played absolutely amazing. Daniel Sturridge on the wing was really great, and the defensive line seemed really, really solid. And also can probably have a lot to do with the fact that the chemistry of the team was really well. As I said, most of the players that were in the team are from the Premier League, with the exception of Diego Godin, Muslera and Pereira. They're all from the Premier League, so that means that the chemistry of the team was really high. Obviously, it was around the high 90s, not quite 100, but it was a really solid team. In terms of the chemistry department, it wasn't really that much less than what you would see in a regular team if you were to build a one nation or a one league team. So as you see from some of the goals I'm scoring, I'm not really scoring particularly sweaty goals or really bad goals. They've all kind of been nice goals so far. Obviously, yeah, and the ones that have been showed and the ones that are to come later in this video, there are some really, really nice goals, some really quality goals that I've scored, and it may have taken, I think it took me 4 matches to record all of these goals, but in the end I feel as though I played really well. I feel as though as well that it shouldn't have taken me 4 games to score the amount of goals that I did. I think I scored 10 or 11 in the 4 games, which is a pretty decent mark, but I felt as though I could have done it in less games if things had have gone my way a little bit better. I think there was a few kind of chances and stuff that I didn't include in this because I weren't goals, but almost were. So I think overall it was a really, really solid performance by the team. Out of the 4 that I've built, this is probably the third most expensive. I think Group A and B were both more expensive. Obviously, when you look at my squad, there's certain players that you could buy the cheaper versions of them, like Suarez, Godin, Oviedo, and the such. You can buy their cheaper versions. So I think if you really wanted to build this team, you probably could do it and just buy the basic versions of the informs and team of the seasons that I've got on my team. So, with the exception of Daniel Sturridge, who has a right mid card but only on his inform version. So I think overall the midfield played really well. Having Sturridge and Giaccherini out wide, they were really, really pacey. They were really, really good people who had, especially Sturridge, had surprisingly good passing, were able to kind of bomb down the flanks and put some good balls into the box, and having Sturridge at the top of that diamond was absolutely outstanding with the kind of shot that he has on him, the decent amount of pace, just over 80 pace, and decent amount of passing as well, seemed to really, really kind of help create for the team, not only receiving balls from the wide men and Ruiz in the holding role, but taking those balls and then delivering to the strikers and help kind of flowing the play along and kind of connecting everyone together. He seemed to do a really, really good job, and I was really proud of how he played. Brian Ruiz, you don't really kind of consider him or think of him as a usual holding role kind of midfielder, but he seemed to play relatively competently at that role and seemed to do his job that I wanted him to do, which was kind of, to help anchor that defense and to just kind of sit in front of the back four and kind of pick up the loose balls and then make interceptions and stuff, which he seemed to do really well, which I was pleasantly surprised with. When you're moving on to the forwards, I think Wayne Rooney is definitely a kind of player who's pretty good. His pace is only high 70s, which I think it should be higher personally, but he's got a pretty good shot in him. He's got a good head on him. He's good at passing. He's one of those really well all-rounded players. And he's got quite a bit of strength too, so he was able to hold off defenders, be able to take the ball down and make a pass and make a play. And Pablo Osvaldo, he's got really, really high heading stats. I think he's got at least 85 heading, I'm pretty sure. So he was a good player to have that I was able to look for when crossing the ball in and be able to pick him out in the 6-yard box or wherever, and he was able to get his head on it and score, which was a really, really good advantage to have, that I could hit Rooney with a ground pass or I could hit Osvaldo with a lofted pass, and both of them would be very, very likely to score, which is always good to have that kind of mix going forward, that not just all heading or all pace, it becomes a mixture of the two, which was, I think, really, really helped the team, being that, again, it was that kind of mix that I wasn't really relying solely on one than the other. So in the end, when I go to rank the team, I would probably give the defense a 4 out of 5 rating. I think having Diego Godin and Phil Jagielka at the back was really, really helpful, and having the fullbacks and the way that they were seemed to help really well. Give a 4.5 rating for the midfield, as Suarez and Sturridge and Giaccherini seem to play really well, really good pace, seem to really play good balls into the forwards, and just seemed to be really, really solid in that area. Brian Ruiz seemed to kind of anchor the defense quite well and did his job as a CDM, which is what I was hoping he would do. For the strikers, I'd give it a 4 out of 5 rating because, like I said just previously, it was good kind of having that mix of kind of along the ground and one in the air, having Osvaldo obviously in the air and Rooney playing more of a ground style sort of game. I think was a really, really good mix to have, and they just seemed to play really, really well together. For overall the team, I'd give it a 4.5 out of 5 rating. I think it was just as good, if not good, than my first original squad builder. As you can see, the chemistry was really high, so they seemed to play really well, and everyone just seemed to mix really well. And again, it might have taken me 4 games to record all those clips, but I feel as though the team played much better than my results seemed to give. So thanks for watching my Group D squad builder, guys. I'll hopefully be out with the other ones soon, and thanks for watching, and please chuck us a like and a subscribe if you liked what you saw, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.